What's up, guys? It's Technoviking 23 coming to you today with some Raid Shadow Legends, and just wanted to drop a quick video talking about this crazy Void event we're going to have coming up this weekend. Actually, starting tomorrow on Thursday, there's going to be kind of an interesting Void 2x this weekend. It's actually going to start tomorrow, and it's going to run all the way through Sunday, so 96 hours of Void 2x coming up. I imagine they're going to be selling quite a few Void Shard packs over the next couple of days, but there's actually some pretty cool stuff going on with this. Thursday there will be a 10x as well as the 2x going on at the same time. For some of the Shadowkin champions, you'll be able to go for Riho Bonespur, the Shadowkin Legendary. There is Oboro, one of the Shadowkin Epics, Genbo, another Shadowkin Epic, and then Fnatic, who is a Shadowkin Rare. Those are all going to be a 10x. That will be on Thursday and Friday. Now, usually the 2x will start on Friday, so starting a day earlier. They're doing kind of this, different event this time. Now, the really cool thing is that on Sunday, the last day of the 2x, they're actually going to be doing a guaranteed champion event for Void Shards. So if you pull 15 Void Shards, you are guaranteed to get an Ursula the Mourner, who's a pretty solid Void champion. Saturday is just going to be your basic 2x all day, but again, 2x is going to run Thursday through Sunday. The 10x will be Thursday and Friday for those Shadowkin champions we just talked about. And then on Sunday, if you wait till Sunday to pull and you pull 15 shards, you are guaranteed to get Ursula the Mourner. If you pull her on the 15th shard on Sunday, it will not reset your mercy system. However, if you pull her before that 15th shard, it will, and then the event will end. It's just going to be kind of like the Heliora thing they did for Sacred Shards. So let's kind of talk about what you really want to do here if you're thinking about pulling your Void Shards this weekend. I think this is actually a good 2x to pull for Voids if you do not have Ursula especially. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of the 10x. That's just never been anything good for me. The only time I've ever pulled the Void Legendaries has been when I've been on the Mercy system, so I've never actually done very well in the Void 10x. I don't usually do that well in the Void 2x either because the drop rates are so bad for Legendary champions. You have to have a ton of shards to kind of be able to get one. Obviously, a lot of people are going to be interested in getting Riho, who is a very unique champion. She's got a really interesting kit, but quite honestly, if you are sort of in the mid game or early game, she needs a ton of legendary books. Not really someone that's going to be a good focus for you early or mid game. Now, if you're a late game player and you're trying to get the Shadowkin legendaries, you really need this champion. You might want to pull for her. But personally, what I'm going to actually suggest is if you do have enough Void Shards, if you've got 15, save them for Sunday and pull to get Ursula the Mourner. Get that guaranteed champion, because I think she's actually probably the best champion that's going to be offered between the 10x and her being guaranteed in terms of just an overall account progression champion. Now, I'm trying to remember where she is. I believe, is she a Bannerlord or is she Sacred Order? I always get these two factions confused. Here she is right here. She actually is a Bannerlord here. So this is Ursula the Mourner. She is an epic Void support champion. One of the better champions for progression in the game, especially if you don't have a reviver. We'll just take a look at her kit real quick here. She's got an A1 that attacks one enemy, has a 40% chance of decreasing target's turn meter by 10%. That is always a good ability to have, being able to reduce turn meter. Her A2 attacks all enemies with a 75% chance of placing a 50% decrease attack debuff for 2 turns, and a 50% increase attack buff on all allies for 2 turns. So pretty solid A2 there. It's nice on a 4-turn cooldown. You can get it down to 3 turns, but it needs a lot of books. That's really her biggest drawback, is that she takes a ton of books, which, depending on what kind of account you're playing on, you may or may not have the epic books to spare. Now, if you can get a book, you want it to go into her A3 here, which is Requiem, revives all dead allies with 75% HP, then fills their turn meter by 50%. Also places a 60% increased defense buff and 25% strength buff on allies for 3 turns. That is an amazing ability, being able to revive all dead allies. That's going to be really good for you for dungeon progression and also for faction wars. She's going to be really solid. And then she does have an increased ally speed in the Doom Tower by 24%, which is pretty nice if you are needing a champion to help you out. And Doom Tower gets another area she's very helpful in with that revive. So pretty amazing champion, and to be able to get a guaranteed void epic like her on 15 pulls, you're probably going to have a pretty good amount of shards to pull during the 2x as is. So I would definitely either save 15 shards for Sunday or just do your pulls on Sunday, because you're going to be better off going for the 2x versus the 10x. And the one thing you have to think about too is with all the void rares that are in the pool now, having Fnatic in there as a Shadowkin rare and a 10x for the first 2 days is probably going to skew those a little bit, so you're going to pull a bunch of those guys, and I think it's just better off waiting for Sunday to pull for Ursula. That's actually what I'm going to be doing on my main account. My free-to-play account, unfortunately, I don't have enough void shards to pull for her, but I definitely want to get her on my main account here, even though I've already fully done Banner Lord's Faction Wars, so I don't really need her for that purpose. She's just a really good champion to have on your roster overall. So if you are trying to get some void shards here in the next couple of days, you do have a little bit of time. There's a couple tournaments going on right now, and we can take a look at those. They are doing the special champion training tournament, obviously, which if you get the top spot here, you can get 1 void shard there. If you manage to somehow get into the top 3, there are some more void shards up for grabs there. So if that's a tournament you're pushing on right now, keep that in mind. It's an area you could pick up a couple of shards right before this starts. There's also this dragon tournament with Galen Pact, and I've actually already finished this because Skinwalkers are one of my strongest factions, so I have 5 really strong Skinwalkers and Draco that I just ran Dragon 20 with over and over and over again. Managed to get all the way up to the top already there, and so far we're holding first, but I don't know if we'll be able to hang on to that. So there's another spot you can get a void shard from the dragon tournament. There aren't any in the tag arena unless you finish in the top 2, which unfortunately you can see in my bracket is insane. What the number 1 guy is here of 10,000, and then second place is 2,800. So I haven't really been pushing this that hard because unfortunately in my bracket I'm in silver and everyone still has left in their full defense. So it's kind of hard to get there. But if you can finish in the top 2 there, that's an area you can grab void shards. I don't know if we'll get some in these 2 tournaments that they're bringing up here. You've also got the 2 events going on right now. You've got the Dungeon Divers Artifact Enhancement will start later today, but you can get a void shard if you finish out the Dungeon Divers event. So a couple of places of the events and tournaments going on right now where you'll be able to grab those. And then also keep in mind, obviously you've got clan boss every day. Hopefully you guys are able to hit some of the higher clan bosses like Nightmare, and you can get those void shards to drop from these chests here and the clan boss, so that's always a good spot. Try to make sure you get your keys in. You also can get void shards from the Doom Tower if you are running the Doom Tower. I believe floor 40 on normal has a void shard, and then of course if you complete the entire normal Doom Tower, you can get a void shard there. So if you're up close to doing that, that's a good idea there. You also can get some void shards in the hard Doom Tower. They're a little bit further up here, floor 40 again, and there's a couple more as you get higher up at floor 60. So if you're working your way through the Doom Tower, you may be able to grab a couple of voids over the next couple of days to get help you out in that tournament. And then also Faction Wars, there's a couple of spots in here where you can actually get some void shards if you're pushing up through Faction Wars. And then finally, if you go into the Bazaar with 3v3 Arena, a lot of people forget that you actually can get shards in here. So if you are lucky enough to be in silver or gold, pushing those gold bars, you can get 1 void shard per week, so don't forget that's in there. Another good spot to grab one if you need something to pull for this 2x. So again, that's my plan is basically to pull on Sunday. I'm going to be going for the Guaranteed Ursula the Mourner. I think she's probably better deal for me than trying to go for the 10x on Rio Bone Spur. That's just kind of I don't know, those are always a lost cause to me because it's just so hard to pull a void legendary to begin with. And then my other problem is every time I pull a 10x and I manage to get a legendary during it, I don't get the legendary that's featured in that 10x. The last time I pulled on a void 10x was for Krisk. I actually did pull a legendary during the event and it popped out as Little Miss Annie, so I pulled the void legendary, which in itself on a 10x is hard enough to do, and then it wasn't the 10x void legendary, and it not being Krisk was a huge letdown. So that memory is very fresh in mind. And I never feel like the 10x is a good deal, especially on voids. Voids are very hard to come by. They're very expensive. I think they're a little overvalued by Plarium, and prices need to come down a little bit, especially with how diluted the void pool has become. But in my personal opinion, this week you're going to be best off pulling on Sunday during the 2x to try to get that guaranteed Ursula the Mourner. She's going to be a great help out for your account, depending on where you are in the game. Of course, if you're toward the end game, you may want to be trying to pull for Riho on that 10x. But again, it's all relative to where you are within the game. That's kind of how I like to style my advice. So if you're an early account, mid-game account, I think you're going to be better off on Sunday just pulling for Ursula and trying to get that really good champion to help out your progression, because she's going to help you out pretty much everywhere. So great champion there. Really cool that they're featuring her on the 2x guaranteed, and it's only taking 15 shards to get her. That's pretty cool. So I think, good job on that by Plarium. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Just wanted to bring that to your attention, that there is some crazy Void shenanigans going on for the next couple of days. Again, the 2x has not started yet. It starts Thursday and runs for 96 hours. So through Sunday, you'll have plenty of time to get some Void shards and pull those shards. So let me know if you're planning on pulling this weekend. Let me know who you're going to try to go for. And just let me know what you think about the champions available in the 10x altogether. As always, guys, if you have any questions about anything in the video, feel free to leave them down below, and I'll do my best to get you an answer as quick as I can. As always, I hope you guys are having a great day. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll see you again next time.